Hey everybody, welcome back to Nerd News Today. I'm Matthew, and in today's video, we're taking a look at another first for Diamond Select. Because when it comes to their statue lines, they're a pretty expansive and diverse company. We're talking about statues from the Marvel Universe, from Indiana Jones, from Dungeons & Dragons coming out later this year, Lord of the Rings, so many really big franchises. And every now and then, they truly surprise us with something that they pull out of their hats. And in this video, we're taking a look at a statue that debuted back in Toy Fair 2023 in October and is now finally in our hands. Today, we're taking a look at Agent Smith from The Matrix. That's right, Diamond Select now has the Matrix series as part of their franchises. And now before I really get too deep into this, I don't know yet if they're going to be doing mini-mates. I don't know if they're going to be doing any action figures. I just know that for the time being, they are doing statues, and they've got a few more than just this one coming out on the way. So hey, fingers crossed, if this is really good and folks really like it, there's going to be a whole lot more of these coming soon. This Agent Smith statue represents Hugo Weaving from the first film as Agent Smith, punching through a piece of cinder block or whatever that is. I remember that scene from the first movie. It's pretty iconic, and I think it's the perfect choice for this character, but we're going to get a little bit more into that in a few moments. First things though, let's tackle this packaging. And it's essentially like every other Diamond Select statue that you've seen out there. It's the typical square shape with windows all around it. We've got a big window on the front as well as windows on the left and the right side. And as always, the Diamond Select sunroof, although I don't really think Agent Smith is going to be using it anytime soon. We've got our classic Matrix logo on top of this also, and the nice thing about the design in this box is that it has like all the hacker code going on around it, the very 90s hacker code. I love seeing it. Fits really well with this packaging and gives you a great vibe for what to expect with this series. Now the back of the box is really cool. Again, it's very typical compared to what we normally have seen across the board with these statues. We have an image of Agent Smith, again, punching through that object. And we've got the bio and the usual information, but I gotta tell you guys, I really dig this bio. And you might be surprised when I say that, because if you actually read the so-called bio, it's not at all about Agent Smith. It's actually about just what The Matrix is, what the movie is, what it's all about. And I think it's one of the most well-written bios or descriptions, whatever you want to call it, on the back of these boxes I've read in a long time. There's been some good ones, there's been some bad ones, there's been some mediocre ones, but I really like the way this one was written, very engaging, and I'm excited to keep seeing it again in future Matrix packaging. But the most important piece of information is who made this statue. And our Agent Smith was designed by Nelson X. Asensio and sculpted by Jorge Santos Souza. Right below that bio, we also get images of who is coming next. And that's going to be Morpheus and Trinity. As far as Neo, I'm sure he's going to get one, we just haven't seen it yet. I think they might have had it at Toy Fair, I just don't remember right now, but I'm sure he's going to be on the way, so don't get too worried. And if you're curious about how he's going to look in Diamond Select statue form, go ahead and check out some of the John Wick statues that I reviewed a while ago on this channel. They were all really excellent, and it's giving me some high hopes for what the future is going to hold with this line. So that's all you really need to know about the packaging here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and I guess dial up or plug in whatever we're going to do here. Let's hack the code. Let's take this Agent Smith out of the box and take a closer look at him from all angles. Standing at around 10 inches tall, the Agent Smith gallery diorama piece is easily one of the coolest looking statues that Diamond Select has made in recent times. There's little to compare this to in terms of design, and it has me salivating at the idea of what's going to come next in this series. My initial reaction to this one was a great deal of excitement, and I have to tell you guys, the more time I spent looking at it, the more I fell in love with it. First off, let's talk about the likeness, and it's very good. This is the 90s version of Hugo Weaving, and it has all the features down packed to make sure you know exactly who this is. While the features might not be the sharpest, because after all, this is a PVC piece and not something with finer detail on it, but it's still an excellent representation of this actor. It's interesting how normally the eyes are what would tell you how well a statue looks like when it's based on an actual person, but since they're covered by sunglasses, the rest of the face has to do all the heavy lifting. And that's why this likeness comes off so strong. From the cheeks to the chin and the nose, even the brow and the hair, it's all here and reads exactly as Hugo Weaving. And if they got any one of those features incorrect, this statue would just completely fall apart. Everything's here the way it should look, and that's why it's already off to a very strong start. Now, the pose on this piece, I believe, is from the last act of the film, which is that big showdown in the building with Neo and Trinity. Agent Smith isn't just standing still, he's in motion and on the attack, blasting through the diorama base that we'll talk about in a moment. Clad in his signature suit, there's some great paint detail all over this piece, even in spite of how simple it may look from a distance. Don't be fooled, while this is essentially just a guy in a suit, it's executed with great attention to film accuracy and has a great sense of energy in his very kinetic pose. Arguably, the coolest part of the statue, as well as most visually interesting, is his arms. In particular, the multi arms that are smashing through the pillar. They're meant to have this rapid fire look that your eye wouldn't normally be able to see, representing some of the visual effects that we saw in the film, but this statue has captured that action in an exciting way. Aside from the arms that are clearly attached to his shoulders, the other fists are made with a clear translucent plastic, which you might notice in my photos looks purple due to the colored lights I'm using behind them. These arms are simply extremely cool, and if you get a piece like this, I really recommend you light it up in the same way that I'm doing it here. It's such a unique thing that it really deserves something special when it's on your shelf, and I'm excited to see what other effects the other statues in this Matrix line are gonna have. After all, we haven't seen bullet time yet, and you know they gotta do that. The base of the piece is nothing to write home about, but that's actually by design. It's a simple slab of concrete which is gray and very drab. There's also the pillar coming out of the ground, which has some dust and debris coming off it due to the punch that's just leveled it. Keep in mind, Agent Smith's outfit is black and white, and since that's the main color of this piece, they're using the mid-tone of gray to keep your eye centered on the more high contrast parts, which would be the area leading to the face as well as those fists. This choice helps the viewers concentrate on what the sculptors thought was the most important part of this statue. So, as much as I love a more detailed base, and you know that I really do, this piece isn't about that. The focus is on the action in the top half of the piece. But top to bottom, it all works as a unified piece of art, and it's really outstanding. As far as price goes, this piece has an MSRP of somewhere between 50 and 60 bucks, and that feels right for this statue. Loaded with details and a great likeness, as well as a very unique punching effect, it's a great homage to a milestone movie that will fit anyone's collections no matter what pill you choose to take. Speaking of, if you want to pick up this statue for yourself, check out our affiliate links in the description below. If you pick up this statue using any of those links or any other items, it helps support this YouTube channel at no extra cost to you. So that's our look at the Diamond Select Agent Smith PVC figure diorama statue from their new Matrix series. I'm all in on this, and I really legitimately can't wait to see what's going to come next from this line. And we do know that Morpheus is also now available, and along the way, I'm sure we're going to get Trinity and Neo and possibly a few other folks. So stay tuned and support this series if you want to see how far those legs will take it. Don't forget to let me know what you think about this statue, and until then, I'm Matthew. This has been Nerd News Today. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about the statue in the comments below, and we will see you guys next time with more statue reviews, figure reviews, and everything else we do here on this channel.